to see all that I can be. Moving on the block.
Okay, you ready? I'm ready. All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of Move Beyond the Block. Y'all, so every episode is good, and I know I say this every time that, my guest is just amazing, and they have all been amazing. But this one here, my sister here, we are in for a treat today. Y'all are in for a treat today. Listen, I always love to give you all the origin stories of how my guests come to be here and sitting on the couch with me. Yes. So I've shared my husband with y'all. Y'all have seen my little sister, Dr. Sherry, on here. Aaliyah, a lot of people have been on here, but this one here, we're going to talk today about girlhood spaces. Yes. We're going to talk about affirming oneself and your community. Yes. We're going to talk about health journeys. Yes. And journeying into womanhood. Yes. And we're going to talk about global expansion, entrepreneurship, all of the things. So I am so grateful you are here.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me, sister. Yes.
Oh, no, it's the honor is all mine, all mine. We were talking earlier, and I was sharing with you, we were reflecting how a lot of people's assignments may come to them very slowly, may be revealed very slowly. Yeah. But I think in many ways for us, while the path has not always been straightforward, right? I think the assignment over our lives has always been pretty clear. We've been walking in that, and you certainly have walked on that path. Amen. So let me not further ado, let me tell you who I have with us today. This is Deida K. Massey.
Massey.
Deida, yes. What's the K for?
Keisha. That is my middle name, Deida Keisha.
I never.
I know, around the way hood girl name.
This is like 15 years right here.
Yes.
I never knew that.
Keisha.
That is crazy.
Keisha.
This is what, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. Deida. So it's all. Okay, my mind is blown right now. So
yes, Keisha.
Keisha's rock hard. And shout out to your mama. What's mama's name?
Renita.
Shout out to Mama Renita for spelling it right.
That's right. That's right.
Spelling it the only correct way.
That's right.
So I have with me Deida Keisha Massey.
Yes.
And she is the embodiment of purpose-driven power as a beauty industry entrepreneur, nonprofit leader, and community advocate. She doesn't
You good.
She doesn't just talk about impact, she lives it. And I know this personally, from launching Real Beauty Incorporated to empowering girls in Chicago and Africa to founding Bixa Beauty. Yes, a luxury vegan brand that celebrates cultural identity. Deida merges glamour with grit. Hailing from the south side of Chicago, Illinois, Deida is the founder and CEO of Real Beauty Inc. 25 years ago, she took a leap of faith by leaving her 9-to-5 job as an advocate for abused and neglected children with the Cook County Public Guardian's Office and moved to Los Angeles to start a career as a makeup artist in TV and film. And while living in LA, Deida quickly landed opportunities with working on music videos, editorial shoots, and working with many celebrities. Later, she returned home and began working as a makeup artist and key artist on films. Divergent, which is one of my favorite. It's a powerful movie. Spike Lee's critically acclaimed film Rock, Transformers 3, Netflix Beats, Widows, and more. With lots of sacrifices, hard work, commitment, and perseverance, Deida landed a key makeup artist position on the hit NBC TV show Chicago Fire. Yes. She worked with the One Chicago hit show for 7 years. Deida later became the key makeup for 2 seasons, and soon she took another leap of faith. We're going to talk so much about these leaps. And left the One Chicago franchise and began a key makeup artist position on Fox. The Big Leap in 2021, Disney Saturdays in 2022, and The Emperor of Ocean Park starring Forest Whitaker in 2024. Her many years as a makeup artist has gained her valuable experience in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
And as a social entrepreneur or serial entrepreneur, her proudest accomplishment is being the founder and CEO of her organization, Real Beauty Inc.
Yes. Yes.
The organization is a 501c3 that has served girls for 20 years throughout Chicago and within Chicago public schools. In 2010, Deida took her program internationally and implemented Real Beauty's curriculum in Swahili
Yes.
at the Uzima
Yes.
Center in Mwanza,
Mwanza.
Tanzania,
Yes.
with 30 girls.
Yes.
Let me repeat that. Deida took her program internationally and applied her Real Beauty Inc. curriculum to Swahili and transformed the lives of the girls in Tanzania.
Yes.
To date, through her philanthropic efforts, the organization has helped the girls and their families with housing and education. Real Beauty's biggest initiative has been a large distribution of aiding hygienic products through the Global Health Initiative at the University of Chicago, the Los Angeles Unified School District, Nephews, Case Management, along with countless volunteers. And in April of 2021, Deida launched Bixa Beauty Incorporated. Bixa Beauty is a vegan-friendly luxury beauty brand with an initial product lip line of 16 highly pigmented colors that are GMO, paraben-free, and cruelty-free.
Yes.
10% of every product purchased empowers educational opportunities and entrepreneurial development for young women through her partnership with the Uzima Center in Mwanza, Tanzania. In 2016, Deida penned her first beauty memoir, Face Values, The Foundation of Beauty. She is also the co-owner of beauty business collaborations, Last Looks Chicago, a women minority-owned business for professionals in TV and film industry, and Social Steam Global. Two of Deida's current goals is to produce a biography series. Yes, speak it. I'm gonna say that again so everybody knows, so the universe can align, you can hear this, whoever's to receive this, the angel that God has on the other side of that camera. Two of Deida's current goals is to produce a biography series and win an Oscar and Emmy for makeup in a TV series and motion picture feature.
Yeah.
Deida's story is one of resilience, reinvention, and results. She brings authenticity, vision, and a heart for service qualities that resonate deeply with today's audiences. And Deida doesn't just want the spotlight, she uses it to light the path for others. Y'all, this is my sister. All of that Real Beauty is how we came to be connected.
Absolutely.
Through our work for advocacy for girls and for those who are often discounted, marginalized,
yes.
and silenced in
Yes.
very many ways.
Yes, yes.
And so we're gonna talk about a whole lot, because y'all hear she's a whole lot of everything. But I really want us to start with the little girl Deida, because I think, so for me, the work that I did, it came when I was 10 years old. Well, for me, it crystallized when I was 10 years old, and I had to take my sister and I out of a situation and get us back to safety, and having that kind of responsibility. So I know that little Deida has a similar story of when it was crystallized for you that you weren't just the typical little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great question. So I think everything crystallized for me is when growing up as an adolescent, as a young girl, and two adolescents, understanding the importance of having a father figure in your lives. My father was murdered when I was 5 years old. And so as a result, I didn't know it then until growing up how important his presence was and meant in my life. And so understanding, now the term, everybody has coined a term called girl dad, but how important having a father as a young woman is, for that understanding security, understanding how to feel, basically not be abandoned. You know what I mean? And so having that taken from you can unknowingly produce some abandonment issues that you just don't know you have until it surfaces.
Yeah.
And so when you begin to look over your relationships and the relationships that you are having or encountering, you're like, okay, not that anything is wrong with you, but you want to be a solid young lady. And so for me, I was just looking at kind of like the framework of the decisions I was making around relationships and things of that nature. And then that's when I realized how my father's death impacted me. You know what I mean? And so once I did that and did the work, then I knew that there were other young women here in Chicago, particularly on the South Side, West Side, wherever, that had similar situations and had that kind of trauma. And so that's really one of the reasons why I started Real Beauty, because I felt like I could identify with those young girls and they could identify with me. Because I had been through something traumatic as a young woman, so as a little girl.
And not even knowing, and we call those ACEs, those are adverse childhood experiences, and they can gamut from losing a parent to violence, or losing a parent, period, death, or incarceration, a parent who is dealing with some type of addiction or alcoholism, exposure to violence, being violated, so many different
all of those things that we don't know.
We don't have the language.
We don't have the language. That's right. We don't have the language to put to those type of experiences. We don't have the answers. We don't have even how to, just like you said, the language just to put into words, so we're just acting out. We're just living this thing called trauma out loud.
Out loud. But Deida, even those of us who, everybody is special. I don't believe that God made any of us any more special than the other.
I agree.
I do believe that some of us understand our path or go on a path closer and more aligned with where God wants us to go. A lot of people resist it, and that's how come they don't shine as brightly. But I want to know from you, like I've always felt like I'm not supposed to be here. Like I know Bronzeville. I know it's more. Like
To
this
life,
ain't
this
it. I knew that. So did you have that feeling like this is what I'm going through, this is where I am, but this is not?
Yeah, I did. I had that experience, just growing up, I think I really came into that when I was about to apply for college, you know what I mean? And that's why media and what we see on TV, on social media is so important because it kind of leaves an imprint on the mind, especially the adolescent mind. And so I remember looking at Different World and wanting to go to college. And so for me, I wanted to be just like those women on Different World and go to school. So to answer your question, it does impact us, or it's important that we just look at how our life is shaping up. You know what I mean? And sometimes when we're just running the streets and out here in the streets, we're not looking at how life is shaping up. We're just living. We're just out here. You know what I mean? But then I had to take a step back, and I think when I was about to apply and go away to school, I was like, I don't want my life to look like this, because out of all my girlfriends, they had went away to school and everything, and I was just back here. I had enrolled in downtown at Harold Washington College. I went one day. For one day, I sat in that class, and I was like, it got to be more.
This ain't it. Like,
and so when I got accepted to Alabama State University, HBCU,
Alabama State University,
then I was just like, and I think at that moment, my whole world opened up. And that's why I encourage girls to get out of Chicago. Although we love Chi. We love Chi. We love it. We'll love it forever. And it'll be here forever. But you have to get out. And from that experience, going away to school, and then, I wasn't afraid to move to Los Angeles. And then from moving to Los Angeles, I wasn't afraid to go to Africa. And it just keeps opening and going and going and going. There's no fear.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Because I always look at my life like, this can't be it.
This can't be it.
This can't be it. What's next?
That's that deeper calling, that
deeper
higher calling
yearning.
that's calling you up out of whatever you are. Like,
Yes,
this
whether
is
it be
not
monotony, whether it be mundaneness,
Yes.
whatever. It's something
conformity,
Mediocrity.
mediocrity.
Yes.
Like, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something in our spirit, like we don't
Yeah.
know. We're not saying it like no, but something in our spirit is just like
Complacency.
no. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the outside, I don't know if this is your story to say, but I'll you tell me. But on the outside, it looks like you think you're too good.
Yeah.
It looks like, oh, you think you better than everybody else. No, I don't.
No, I don't.
I
No,
don't. But
no.
I just know that
There's
want
something more. There's something
There's
more.
something more. And I don't know what it is.
That's right.
But I know this ain't it.
This ain't it. I'm like that every day. I'm like that right now. I'm like, okay,
This ain't
it.
Exactly. Because God, you have an assignment.
That's right.
You know?
Yes.
Oh, I love
And
that
we
you
all
said
have
that.
a purpose.
Yes.
And it's up to us to figure out what that purpose is in the earth realm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I always want to hit on that little girl in us, because I think that we do get to a point where we like, okay, baby girl, thank you for your service.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You are protected. You are all of the things you needed.
Yeah.
I got it from here. And so that's the Deida today.
Yeah.
I think I will say that when I met you, we met each other doing advocacy work for girls.
Advocacy work for girls.
Part of the Southside Coalition on Urban Girls.
That's when we first met.
Yeah, so that was 2011.
2011.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's now expanded. It is now Chicago
Coalition of Urban Girls. Yes.
So it's a coalition of girl serving organizations, advocates and champions, philanthropists. But our work has taken us in so many different spaces. I know you were at Fanger, one of the schools, a bunch of different Chicago public schools.
Yeah.
Your work has had you expose young people to opportunities working at CineSpace and other places in television.
Yes. In film, yep.
And so I want to talk now about how do we, because we always see it, right? We always see the media. You even reflected on it earlier about Different World. I always say Girls Like Me is started because of Cosby showing a different world. Like Denise Huxtable.
Yeah.
Yes. And Whitley Gilbert. They were, I could identify, I could see myself. I knew like that is what I wanted to be.
Same.
I knew it wasn't this out here, right?
That's right.
And so that's a part of Girls Like Me origin story. I say it all the time. But what is it today that our girls need to see from us? Because we saw Different World. And I don't know if our girls have seen that level of consistent, right? Intentional, because you have to sit down.
Yeah.
You have to get in here and sit down for certain programs, you know?
Right, yeah. Well, times have changed.
Definitely.
And now our girls, you know, what didn't exist when we were coming up was social media, you know, and now it's AI, you know. And so I believe that our girls, we are catalysts for change, and we have a responsibility to show them these images, you know what I mean, how these images inspired us. And so we need to be the images that inspire them.
Yes. Yes.
Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
So they need to hear in full transparency who we are.
I love that.
And what we have been through. In full truth, who we are.
Transparency.
And where we've been. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That I am a girl who was raised in Roseland on the south side of Chicago, whose father was murdered, but who has a program in Tanzania.
That's right. That's right. Who has her own beauty line?
Who has my own?
Who has created opportunities for other girls, other women, other people?
Absolutely. So I lead with that. I'm from Roseland. My father was, and so in full truth and transparency, that's how it makes our stories relatable. That's how we relate to our young women. If I come in a room and be like, yeah, I was Loyola School of Law, I have a
she
master's of, jurisprudence and
Which
child
she
study.
does.
But it just kind of like turns. It's like, okay, I'm
Then it's
okay.
aspirational. It's not relational.
Relational. That's correct.
Yeah.
And we miss that opportunity to connect with our girls.
To give them to instill in them the hope.
Hope.
That they can also
Absolutely.
do it. It's
Absolutely.
it's that Martin Luther King syndrome.
Yes. Yes.
You know, they made us revere and admire Dr. King so much. It's like, well, between Jesus and Dr. King, I'll never be.
Right.
I'm
worth nothing.
But
Right.
when we find out, no, Dr. King had struggles.
That's
Dr.
right.
King did this, he
That's
did that.
right.
Like, it humanizes. It's like, okay, like,
humanizes.
now I know.
That's correct.
Like, he now it even makes me not just uphold him as this, this icon and this idol, but it also makes me empathize with his with his journey.
With his
right?
journey.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's what we want. We
Yeah.
want to be a mirror to young women. And we
Ooh.
have been a mirror.
Listen, this is the next question, Deida.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
It's identity in mirrors. So, like,
Okay.
it is way more. So it's also still a thing because we see a lot of it. We see a lot of alterations to our physical. But dark skin, kinky, 4C hair, broad noses, like that is the big dookie booty, which I never could get. I want one so bad, but big lips like that for us.
Oh, now
that
big
was
lips,
not,
that's a thing now.
Yeah, that wasn't the affirmation for us. It was always another European white standard for us.
Right, right.
What do you think is the responsibility of us now for beauty and how we use beauty as a tool for affirmation?
That's a good question. So I think societal perceptions have defined beauty. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. And again, we as leaders have a responsibility to show young women and young girls in our communities their standard of beauty matters.
Yep. They are the standard.
They are the standard.
Yes.
So, wearing our hair in braids, embracing our big lips, embracing our big eyes,
That's right.
embracing
Big eyes.
Yeah. All of the curves and all of the things that make us incredible.
They give us our rhythm.
They give us our rhythm. They give us our blues.
Yes.
But we have to teach girls to embrace that because again, we live in a world where social media has, painted this picture that you have to be a certain way. We also live in a world where the standard of beauty has been European beauty.
Yes. All over the world.
All over the world.
Yes. Even in Africa. You see skin bleaching.
You see skin bleaching. You see a white Jesus. You see a white woman before you see an African woman, and I think they're beautiful. Absolutely strikingly beautiful. But they don't know that because societal perceptions have been instituted and implemented to show us that we're not the standard of beauty when we are.
When we are.
When we are the standard
We're
of
the
beauty.
first.
That's right.
Yeah.
When we are the standard of beauty. So I think it's our responsibility as women and as leaders in the community to show girls that when we see a young girl, who's shying away or who doesn't like her hair, say, no, you're good. You're good. You're beautiful. So one of the things that Real Beauty we do, it's kind of like an icebreaker, but it's also to affirm our young girls. So it's like a call to action. And so to say, who are you? And then they say, I am beautiful. Off the top. Who are you? I am beautiful. Who created you? God. And what are you? And their response, is, I am more than a conqueror.
Right. I love that you don't shy away from the Most High in your curriculum.
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Tell me about that.
So I think it's important in everything that we do to put God first. You know what I mean?
Unapologetically.
Unashamedly, without explanation, and going too deep into, No, he is Elohim. He is El Shaddai.
Listen.
He is the Most High.
Yes.
He is God.
Jehovah Rapha.
And Rapha.
Jehovah Nissi.
Jehovah Shalom.
Yes.
He's all of that
Yes.
in some. So I want girls to know, like, when we do that call to action, that God created you. And he didn't make a mistake. No matter what type of circumstance. And you are created in his likeness.
That's right.
And so if you are created in God's likeness, then you must be bad. You know, it's a song that India Irie said. And, you know, when she's talking about a man, she's like, he's the truth, he's the light. And, you know, it's the lyrics say, and if I am a reflection of him, then I must be fly. And she said, then I must be fly.
I must be fly.
And so that's why I tell girls, you fly.
Yes.
If I am a reflection of God, because I was created, the Bible tells me I was created in his likeness, then I must be fly.
Yes. And so I wanna dig into that too, because okay, I'm fly and I'm made in God's image and likeness, but I have made mistakes.
Sure.
I have done some things that I'm deeply ashamed of and have been shamed for. I live in this zip code. I don't have parents who have XYZ. Like how do we make sure that they know, even with those things, no matter how dark it seems, that the light of God, like who you were created from and are, how do we make sure that they understand that comes out?
I think that's reinforcing, you know, our own personal journey. You know, that's where the truth part comes in. In order to get to be relational and to be relatable, we have to speak to our girls in truth and transparency. You know what I mean? They gotta feel that you know.
But Deida.
Deida. You know what I mean?
You how you gonna do that? Because everything says you gotta be so perfect. The school, you gotta show up this way.
Right.
You gotta show up, even in church, you gotta show up this way. So how do we make sure that our girls know, like, no matter how you come, it's all right.
It's okay. So I think, you know, again, reinforcing who we are so that reinforcing who they are, and then sharing, again, a story of truth. Like, I haven't always felt good. I haven't always shown up, you know, my best self. You know what I mean? But I showed up anyway.
And I haven't always been the best to other people. Or myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And even as young women, like currently, I am still a mentor to my girls that I've had since I was 13. They're now in their 30s. You know what I mean? But I'm still mentoring them because we're in a different world and they're navigating spaces that we didn't have to navigate.
We did not.
Mental health is a real thing among our young women, our young people in general. You know what I mean?
It's so much overstimulation.
It's so much overstimulation.
And it's nowhere to release.
That's right. It's no spaces.
Positive ways.
Yeah, to release in positive ways. And if they again, I have to go back to social media. If they see somebody or their peer doing, better than them, you know, then
it's their failure.
It's their failure. It's defeat. You know, all of these emotions just, it's an avalanche of emotions that overcome and overtake them. And they have to climb their way out of that avalanche of emotion and try to figure out where I fit.
I'm okay. Like, it's
or
enough.
if I'm okay. Am I enough? Am I even?
And
we didn't have to deal with that.
We did not. Because we was all outside together.
We was all outside.
And, hey, girl, did you come on with them jeans on? Where you get them jeans
Yes.
from?
And
not to say we wasn't fighting and all that stuff.
But I don't know, it's just a sign of times, because I just remember as a young girl, my mother had me in programs at Palmer Park. And those programs, which is why programs like Girls Like Me and Real Beauty are important, reaffirmed who I was. I was doing dancing, I was cheerleading, I was pom-pomming at the park. And my mother would have that Delta 88, and she would roll up there with that Buick and pick us up. And then I'd be like, Mama, can you take my friend home that I had just met? And I'm like, my friend. My mom like, girl, get in the car. You know, but we had something to look forward to.
Deida, in that vein with the women who were mentoring you at the park and your mom, I want to talk more about the women who are leading our girls right now.
Okay.
Because we talk a lot about healing, and we're going to get to healing too. Sure. But the truth of the matter is, not everybody had a mother who would do what your mother did.
Yeah.
Everybody wasn't at the park district.
Yeah.
You know, everybody didn't have that structure. And while we did have villages, right, we did have that, many people were in those things, but they were also in those things with a lot of trauma. So a lot of feelings, shamed, the discipline very harsh sometimes, and sometimes abuse a lot of times, emotional abuse.
Emotional abuse, yeah.
And those people have. It's a lot of Keishas in the world.
Yes, it
that's
is.
got a lot of big titles.
Yes.
We never thought we'd see the
never seen a Keisha.
The ghetto Keisha. But it's a lot
The
of
hood
Keisha.
Keisha.
The hood Keisha. But
Yeah.
Keisha's judges. Keisha is
Attorneys.
attorneys.
Keisha is
a teacher.
Yeah.
Keisha is a principal.
In politics.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and Keisha is a mother. And Keisha is mentoring.
Yes.
And Keisha is giving back her time to go into communities with our girls. What are we saying to Keisha or Cantrice or Diane?
Yeah.
Or whoever, Veronica, Valerie,
or
whoever.
Kiana, whoever.
Kiana, Aisha. What are we saying to those women? What do we need them to do for themselves, for that little girl, as they are being a mirror for our girls?
What do we need to say to that girl to be a mirror for our girls?
Like, what's the work that they need to be doing right now?
I believe the work that they need to be doing is amplifying self-love within themselves. That is.
Give me what that looks like, because we think self-love all the time is, oh, I'm going to get pampered.
I'm going to get a pedicure.
Yeah.
No, as we transition into healing, self-love is really being honest with ourselves. It's really asking ourselves some hard questions.
Yes.
Because I always tell my girls, and I always say that our choices, they shape our life. You know what I mean? And so we have to be careful about the choices that we make. And sometimes we make choices from a place where we are wounded. And it is important that we make choices or decisions from places where we are whole.
Yes.
And that is where the self-love comes in. You know what I mean? Doing the work to make sure that we are whole.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so I would just tell a young woman, to amplify your healing in your own self-love. Like, ask yourself the hard questions. Like, if you were in a relationship that failed, what did I do? Or where was I? Because sometimes we always want to point at what he did.
Excellent.
But sometimes the question is simply, what made me choose you?
Wow.
Where was I emotionally when I chose this? You understand what I'm saying? Was I vulnerable? Was I desperate?
Was I needy?
Was I needy? You know what I mean? Those are just some real questions, that we have to ask ourselves. And I think when we get to that place, then that's a part of self-love.
Yeah.
And then you can be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that even goes for jobs too, right? Like, how did I wind up in this career that I may not be fulfilled in? I may be great at, but I'm not fulfilled.
Absolutely. It can be for job security as well. It's also a lot of people, and women, and I'm not just talking, we're talking about just women in general.
Yes.
A lot of people are just on jobs because out of fear. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to be out here struggling. I ain't trying to be out here, so I'm just going to keep this job as long as I can. But then we have to really step back and ask God, is this what you really have for me?
And is that fulfilling?
And is that fulfilling? Because some people are stressed. You know what I mean? Because we need the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we work these jobs because we need the money.
And then also, we obtain these career statuses and these accomplishments to fulfill that sense of not feeling enough. So if I climb high enough at this position and this career, or if I get these many degrees, I'll finally be this person. I'll finally be respected. I'll finally be good enough. I'll finally have the money when I was always poor. And you steady climbing, and what you're searching for just keeps getting out of reach and out of reach. Because you've not said.
Because and so to your point, a lot of you need these titles, doctor, and all of it is wonderful.
We ain't getting it wrong. wrong because we masters.
Juris Doctor, right. Get all of it.
Yes.
Get all of it, but it does not define who you are,
right.
and it does not make you, you know, who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's where we're coming from.
Yeah.
And so when you see the Keishas of the world who are now judges, attorneys, teachers, politicians, and things of that nature, and, you know, sometimes I hear stories about Black women in particular having issues with the Keishas of the world who have those titles. We don't treat each other as kind.
That's
we don't.
right.
We're not kind to one another as Black women. And that's where the trauma, if you really take and peel it back, you find some trauma there.
do.
You know what I mean? And so back to self-love and why it's important to do the work. So that we won't hurt another person, because hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's that hurt, it's also protecting and projecting and protecting.
That is right.
And seeing in somebody else some previous thing that had nothing to do with that person.
That's right.
But you assign it to that person.
That's right.
And also, Deida, I think forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Self-forgiveness.
Forgiving yourself for some
Self-forgiveness.
mistakes you've made, for some people that you let in that you shouldn't have, some relationships.
What you didn't know.
What you didn't know. Yeah, you didn't know.
You didn't know
You
it.
didn't know. That's a very good.
And I personally think that forgiveness is the most, it's the crux of all hurt.
Yes.
Because even victims often blame themselves.
Yes.
So something bad could have happened to them and they'll blame themselves.
They will.
You know?
If I didn't do this, and I hear a lot of domestic violence victims blame themselves.
And sexual assault
and
victims.
sexual assault. Yes. And the work that we do. And it's interesting when I hear them say they blame themselves, because it's really like self-betrayal or manipulation from the
abuser.
The abuser, exactly. You know, that they have done to their mind to make them believe that.
Because we have to think too, right? This is a part of trauma informed. We also have to think about what it takes for someone to get up every day and put their foot in front of the next foot.
That's right.
After having been violated so fundamentally.
Yes.
So you have to, your mind, the neuroplasticity of your mind has to warp itself.
That's right.
It has to wrap itself to protect you.
Protect yourself.
So you can go out in the world, because most people will fall apart.
And and a lot of girls are very guarded because of. I mean, it's so much out here, and so much goes on behind closed doors. The work that we've done, we've heard it.
We've heard it.
We've heard it
from
all.
what's happening in churches, what's happening in schools, in homes,
In
places,
homes.
places that girls should feel the most protected when they go to a park district, right? Like this is the truth.
This is the truth.
When you go to a friend's home or a relative's home, the spaces that are supposed to be safe are where our girls and
are
women
being violated.
And women, right?
Are being violated.
Are being violated.
In
workplaces. You know?
Yeah. So these are real situations.
In the entertainment industry.
Yes. So these are real situations. And so with the work that we do, we have to, we have taught girls how to navigate it and created safe space for them to come to talk to about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, it goes back with my, I always say truth and transparency, so they can feel like I can go to Miss D and talk to her and tell her, look, this went down, this is what happened. Because over 20 years of doing this work.
This is getting different, though.
Oh, the work is.
It's getting different.
Yeah, because I feel like now, correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like people doing it now just because it's the thing to do. It's like trendy.
I'm not gonna speak on that.
Okay, but we're gonna sip some tea. Okay.
Everybody got girl that do like that. Is that our girls are different now. These are not the same. I'm sure you see
in that respect. Yeah.
Like so when I started my work in my son's classroom. So my oldest girls would be 27, 28 right now.
Okay.
And obviously we're not in classrooms, not directly doing a lot of the work. But if you are a true girls advocate and true girls champion, they're gonna always be, they're gonna always come to you,
absolutely,
find you. but I'm just seeing that it's a harder space to navigate because of the emotional heaviness,
Social and emotional
that
heaviness,
they
yeah.
are bringing.
Yeah.
I know for sure when I first started, we weren't seeing suicide. That was not a thing at all with our girls.
Yeah, I've
Like,
never
that
seen. Yeah,
was
that wasn't a
not.
thing.
And
No,
now
I
it is
a thing.
a thing.
Really?
Yes. Disproportionately, the fastest growing population of suicides are Black girls. And not only that, and I'm doing a lot of research around the connection to cognitive, critical thinking, frontal lobe development, even reptilian think, like even the part of their brain that just connects for love, like a hug, that is completely being disrupted by social media. So the navigation of emotions, the nervous system being irregulated and dysregulated, people think those are just terms to be thrown out, but those are real terms.
Those are real
That's a
thing.
real
That's
thing
a real
happening.
thing, yeah.
Like they call it crashing out. A lot of people call it crashing out, and I know it's pushed back around the term, but when you cannot, first of all, articulate your emotions.
Yes.
Two, when you cannot balance out your emotions.
Yes.
And when you can't distinguish or make a distinction between I'm angry,
I'm sad.
I'm angry, but this is wrong, right? Now, I'm not saying people haven't done things in anger before, but I'm saying they don't even understand that
Yes.
throwing a chair because you're angry is not.
Yes.
Like that's
not
not
an option.
That's not an option.
Throwing a chair across
No,
the room, right?
But that is and I'm not talking about just the age we start. I'm talking to 5 and 6 year olds.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's different, Deida, and then pile that on with what you were alluding to. People
Right.
just doing it because it's because Deida and Keishas doing it,
Yeah.
and they look fabulous doing it,
Yeah.
and I see that this is opportunity here, or they think it's an opportunity,
Yeah.
and they just don't know.
Yeah. It's a thing.
So you gotta have a heart. And you
And you gotta be
really gotta have a
passionate
heart.
about it. Yeah, yeah.
Because are you gonna have a heart if she just threw that chair at you and called you a bitch?
Right.
You,
Right.
you
ain't
Are you
right.
coming back tomorrow? 'Cause
Right.
You gotta,
That's
tomorrow,
right.
You gotta
That's
deal with her
right. You
tomorrow,
gotta
too.
deal with her tomorrow too. Right.
Like, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's something. So in that same vein, we're gonna move to the grown-up Deida Keisha today, because Deida Keisha has been, look, we was over the summer, we sat in the backyard at
Oh my
Dr.
God.
Keishas.
Yes.
Uh,
It was so needed.
It was so needed in that conversation.
That space.
Yes, of all of us sisters. I want to hold space right now for that. And I hope I don't tear up. I'm such a crybaby. But you know, you asked earlier about one of our sisters in the movement, how she was doing if I talked to her, and I was like, you know, we can be alone so much, right?
Yes.
So I'm tearing up because I'm so blessed, and I know you are as well. It's a blessing when you know what real sisterhood is.
Yes.
When you have that space you can go to and come apart and come undone and tell secrets.
And it's safe.
And it's not going anywhere, but even in the moment that is there, it's being held with sacredness.
Yes.
So first I want to say thank you. And we don't see each other all the time. We ain't even on the phone a bunch of times. But I just think that there are so many times that a lot of us have to be strong. You know, we have to be doing this work because we saving everybody, right?
Yes. Our families.
So shouts out. I'm emotional, and I don't know why. It's PMS too, and a bunch of other stuff. But
You're fine.
but shouts out to women who really are sincere women who really understand the sacredness of sisterhood, because our girls cannot move forward without our healing. I'm going off camera. This is so tacky, y'all.
That's good.
But you're going to hear me talking, and we're going to continue on. Because Deida...
But no, I love that you said that our girls cannot move forward in healing.
they can't move forward in healing if they don't see us.
If they don't, if they don't see
if
us
they don't
heal.
witness what we're doing.
Yes.
Like you said, the coming undone,
The coming undone.
the
Yeah.
truth telling,
Yeah.
the transparency,
Yeah.
and the say, you know what, I can say to a girl, I know how that feels to see her have it all and get it all, and
Yeah.
you know, I can
Yeah.
say, oh, I know how I feel that
Yeah.
you didn't get accepted into
Yep.
the college of your
choice.
it is,
Yes,
or,
yes.
or I know how it feels to have, you know, a relative that's doing this or doing that, or I know how, like, to say that is a part of healing.
Yes.
But you have just returned from Africa.
I-
Very many times you've been, like, it's not a, so how
Yes.
many countries in Africa have you visited?
You know what? Let's see. It hasn't been a lot. Let's see.
It's
I
been 4 at
visit
least.
Tanzania. I visit Ghana, Nairobi, Kenya,
So
Morocco,
You've been east and west and north.
and north.
Okay.
Yes. And haven't been to South Africa yet, but I'm gonna get there this year. Yeah. So yeah.
East, west, and north.
East,
all
west, and
completely
north.
different.
Yeah, yeah.
But west, like West Ghana and
And East Africa.
and Tanzania.
Yep, East Africa.
Tanzania is East Africa too.
Tanzania
Oh, I
is East
thought
Africa.
It was west. Okay.
Ghana is West
Ghana
Africa.
is west.
Yes.
Okay, so so Tanzania and Kenya are east.
Yes.
But this last time you went, you were a part of self-love.
Yes.
Because a lot of, as we talked about self-love before, you know, again, we think, you know, get the bath salts and the this and the that.
no.
What are we doing every day to our body, the choices?
yeah.
I got a culprit right now who got me in a chokehold, and it's pop. But every time I drink pop, I have to say that this is not loving myself.
Because what it does to
what
you,
it does to my
your body.
Like, that's self-love.
Yeah.
So you went and you loved on yourself a whole lot.
I did. I was very intentional because I wanted to do this. And I'm a part of a natural collective of healing. And it's just not, well, let me just say this. It's healing at the cellular level.
Yes.
Because we know that our cells, you know, we have a lot of different, internalize a lot of things, and we can hold a lot of emotions in our cells.
Yep.
And people don't know that. And so this collective that I'm a part of is a young lady from Philly. She's a clinical herbalist. And so we have these calls, and she's really good about identifying within us, you know, what are we holding? You know, are you holding grief? Are you holding sadness? Why are you holding it? But what I like about it, she couples it with herbs, and certain herbs that help with certain emotions and repairing us at the resetting and repairing us at the cellular level.
Because every emotion has an organ that it lives in.
That is correct.
Fear is kidney.
Fear is kidneys.
Worry
is your gut. Yeah.
And your gut is also people don't understand.
Yeah.
The gut has much more influence on the brain than any other organ.
Yeah, so when you are experiencing, so basically this natural collective tells you, like, if you're, to your point, if you're experiencing, if you have anger, you're holding it in the heart. So if you're experiencing congestive heart failure or some heart issues, look at the emotion.
Yep.
Like, are you angry at someone? Are you angry at something? Are you angry because something didn't go your way? Kidneys.
Fear. Unforgiveness.
So all of these emotions she's taught us, we hold in our organs at our cellular level. And so I thought it was fascinating because I just started really doing some work while I'm drinking these herbs. So I'm eating my pineapples, drinking my coconut water. And I was like, wow. And so I found myself in a space talking to myself, talking through some situations, I'm like, and really like, this is what a real healing looks like.
Yes. This is self-love.
This is self-love.
This is self-love.
And I enjoyed it. I was like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed just having that time alone and really loving on myself. And so I did 2 cleanses before. One was with Queen Afua.
Okay.
She has a book called Heal Thyself or Heal Thy? This is
purple.
What,
I
yes,
got it at
purple. It's
home.
when she was in Brooklyn.
Yes.
And I don't know if she's still there, but this was back in
It
the
is here,
day.
but it's here
This is when I
myself.
was still advocating for abuse and neglect of children as a paralegal. And I was getting ready to move to Los Angeles. And I came across her book and I did the fast. And I was like, oh, this is dope. And so she's one of the reasons why I don't do canned food, a lot of ultra processed foods, because she even breaks down in that book, if you remember,
Yes.
how all of those things have to deal with our emotions.
Yep, and the moon and everything. She
She just
she
go
connects
all
to
into the whole
everything,
thing.
yes.
So, you know, I took out what I needed and applied it, and that's what got me to LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fear, the courage, and everything.
And what I didn't, and Deida didn't put this in her bio, she's so modest. One of the most life-changing opportunities came for you in LA.
It did. And that is when I worked at Oprah's Legends Ball.
And that ball is still legendary.
It's still
to this
legendary. It's
day.
the only one that she's ever
Yes.
done.
And you were a part of the makeup.
I was a part of the makeup
Yes.
team. I was one of 9 artists that were chosen
Chosen.
from her makeup artist at the time.
Chosen.
To be a part of that.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I didn't
Keisha from Roseland.
I didn't think Keisha was from Roseland could do something like that. And I didn't even think I was qualified. But God did.
But God saw it.
And the way that whole thing was set up, it was just incredible. And so at the time there were 2 artists, one on the right, one on the left. One was Roxana Floyd. She used to be Queen Latifah's makeup artist.
Okay.
And then the other one was Eric Spearman. And I was looking at their setup and everything, and I was like, dang, they got everything. And I was saying to myself, I don't have all the stuff. And he looked at me and he said, you're going to do great.
Oh.
If you need anything, you reach over and you grab it.
Because he knew.
He knew, because I was just standing
God
there
has
like,
angels.
Yes.
He always sends you. He sends you into the room, but he's already prepared.
he's
the room
already
for
prepared
you.
the room for you.
He's already
and
prepared.
those 2 artists are now angels. And but they really helped me. Even Roxanne, she was like, sis, whatever you need, grab it. And girl, I was grabbing it, stuff doing my, who I was assigned to. I was like, let me just do this. And so that was an extraordinary opportunity.
Deida.
Oprah, I walked in the room. They had an envelope for us. We were getting paid before we had did the work.
Look,
I mean, it was just, I'm like, God, bring back those opportunities.
honor folks and pay.
They were handing out, and I was like, well, what's this? I thought it was a key to the hotel room. They was like, no,
I want to be.
this
I
is
want
your
to be able
check.
to just pay folks like, thank you.
Listen,
There you go. Yes.
I mean, whatever terms and conditions we had,
It was honor.
it
No
was honored.
negotiation.
It was no negotiation, no back and forth. Oh, we don't have the budget. You get that a lot now. Oh, this was y'all. Okay, this is it. And I was just like, and I remember one of my best friends. She was there with me, and she was in the industry. She was there with as doing some things, and she was just like, we were both sitting at, we went and had lunch, and we were just looking at each other like, girl, can you believe we had the Legends Ball? You know what I mean? Because she was living in LA, she's from DC, and I was from Chicago and living in LA at the same time, and we were just like, this is incredible. And so I was glad that I was able to share those moments with her. And now to this day, we talk about it.
And not only do you talk about it, Deida, people who know you don't always, you don't lead with that. People who have to really know you to know your story and have heard your testimony. And there's so much more that she can share. So many more opportunities that she needs to be able to share her story. But I want to talk more about the healing journey and how you are navigating this space we're in now. And I think your healing journey, right? That opportunity that you had, you saw what was possible. And no shade, no pun intended, but no shade to anybody else, but to see Black makeup artists at Oprah's, I'm sure, made you feel like that definitely had to be a booster for you.
Oh,
right?
it was. It boosted my confidence, and even to have those makeup artists there who would want to share and pour into me, you know what I mean, boosted my confidence as well.
And
You know
so
what I mean?
that Deida having experienced that, coming into where we are now, where we know many opportunities that have been afforded and doors that have been open are now being closed.
Yes.
And we know, people we can't say what's in anybody's heart.
Yes.
We only can say what people's actions show us.
That's right.
And so people were very malleable. What is it? Malleable.
Palatable.
Palatable.
Mhm.
To change to change up as soon as somebody said it's okay not to hire black people. They was like, oh well, okay, we don't got to then, right?
We ain't got to.
We don't got to, and we won't, and we'll continue. We'll continue. We'll go back to the old ways. We'll revert back to
the systems,
keeping us in the room and keeping people out.
Yeah.
And I know that a healed Deida Keisha Massey can navigate that space much more differently than a Deida Keisha Massey who would be thinking, blaming or sitting in resentment.
Yeah.
But you're taking a much more proactive
Absolutely.
stance. So tell us about that.
Well, the stance that I'm taking is my business partner now, who is an incredible artist, Jessica Williams. She and we started a business called Last Look Chicago, and we saw, a lot of. In our local union, it wasn't a lot of us, and so we knew that we wanted to help us get into the union. And so in doing that, we have a workforce development program, and we have an incubator, where we can sit in spaces like this and prepare people who want to work in TV and film, because it's different working at the Mac counter, it's different than working at Sephora, Ulta. It's a total different realm. And so we wanted to prepare those women, so that when they get on those production sets, they are equipped with the tools
to
succeed.
That's right.
And so we put, the business is still out here, but we put a hold on it because we didn't want it to be a money grab. We really wanted to employ those people who went through our program.
Yeah.
And so when we saw that we weren't getting the jobs because of, DEI, or because, people were gatekeeping and hiring their friends, or who people say they have relationships with, we were just like, let's just pause, take a beat, and strategize or reevaluate, because we weren't being hired now. Now we weren't being hired. And so the last project that I worked on was Emperor Ocean Park 2024. I was the key makeup artist. Jessica was the department head. And even with the strike happening now, it's all a budget issue. Everything's about budget. And so our industry, the landscape of our industry has changed. And it's sad, because we get into these spaces as leaders so that we can help other people. That's really what it's about for me. And then we see other people that don't look like us that's in these spaces because it's a money grab. It's like, I'm going to get mine.
It's opportunity.
It's opportunity.
And I'm going to share it with somebody else.
And I'm not going to, I'm going to give it to my crew or whoever, and I don't care. It's our time now to shine, And it's unfortunate, but that's part of the system.
Well, we thank God, we praise God for revelation.
Amen.
And for revealing people for who they are.
For who they are.
Because one thing we know is everything don't last always.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
the first shall be the last.
And the last
shall be first. So we understand. So we're glad that people reveal, so that when tables turn,
and they will turn,
we know we know we're not the spin the block.
Yeah.
And we know how we move.
That's right.
But we also praise God and thank God for the intrinsic gifts that He has given to us.
That's right.
As a people.
Right. As a people. That's
and
right.
we have always innovated.
Yes.
We have always led. And so what I know is when I see the directors and I see this landscape, in many ways it's decolonizing and it's destabilizing systems that people have. Like, they may be able to ride it out for a little bit longer, but these systems are falling down.
That's right. And God is after systems.
Listen. So this is why we don't humbly say it. We loudly and boldly say all praise to God, and then we honor Him, because we know that He makes the plans for it all.
That's right.
And where you're supposed to be, and the gifts that you have, like you being in Africa. That wasn't happenstance.
That's right.
You being able to make, not only to have your livelihood connected to your gift as a makeup artist, but for you to create opportunities, also create a product. We are seeing so much cancer in the things that we have always used to
That's
groom
right.
ourselves and
That's
for
right.
our hygiene.
Yes.
So for you to be able to do the processes you're talking about, the cleansing, you know, the new palate eating.
Yes.
Now with Bixa, this is again, the assignment has always been plain, although the path may
Yes, and be like,
it may be going around and around,
It
but
may
I think
go around and around.
But I think you have been on the path, and I think once
Oh,
this
thanks,
smoke
sis.
clears, and it's gonna clear, and so you know, you being able to sustain yourself within that, right? Because a
Yes.
lot of people, you know, folks jump out windows.
off buildings.
They kill a whole family, you know.
Yeah,
Some
I'm not
people
laughing
just
at
say-
killing your whole family. I'm
we're
not laughing at it, but I'm like,
we're saying that there are people who are endowed quite differently spiritually
yes, yes, yes.
to weather these storms.
That's right. But our ancestors
Our ancestors,
have weathered these
they
storms.
did it. They weathered it
They
so much
weathered
more.
it so much
So much
harsher.
As Susan L. Taylor says
Yeah.
all the time, this is not the rough side of the mountain.
This is not the rough side
Our
of the mountain.
ancestors did the rough side.
Yeah.
And we on the other side.
We on the other side. Amen.
So
Amen.
we can make it over this
We
side.
can. We can.
And you will.
And I know. And if smoke is clearing,
And you
as
are,
we speak,
first of
yeah.
all, let's not say you will, because you, listen, you are thriving, right? Let's be clear about it. That's
Yeah.
one facet of your world. But it's a facet that I think even if you're not in makeup, right? Like people are navigating this right now.
Yeah, this whole landscape.
This-
I mean, everybody's trying to navigate
Yeah.
it the best way and pivot.
It
you know?
reminds me of, so I don't want to get too biblical on folks, but it does remind me of, you know, when people have to move out the land because
Yes.
because the systems
The
are
systems
shifting,
are
and the freedom is in another space.
That's right.
Pharaoh will not
Yeah.
prosper.
Not prosper.
No,
It
so
looks like he
it
is.
looks like it always looks
Yeah,
like that.
it
though.
does.
The
Yeah.
devil always looks glamorous and
Yeah.
sexy and,
Yeah.
and glitter and gold.
And
That's-
people look like they're winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But if you just, you know, just hold on
Yep.
and keep the faith.
Yep.
And it's funny, I was doing a pop-up at West Elm on Sunday, and a young lady, I had met her at another event, and she was like, okay, I finally tried your lip balm, and I need to meet you to get
Yes.
7 more. And I said, I
It is
wasn't.
the creamiest.
I
It's
said
so
I wasn't
good.
trying to brag on my lip balm. She said, no,
It's
sis,
so
you shouldn't
good.
have,
Yeah.
because now you got to meet me at Chick-fil-A in the parking lot and give me 7 more.
I just asked me, did you some of your
Right. But she was just like, wait a minute, like, no, you're like legit,
It's
your
good.
product is good. And
It
I was like,
is.
well, thank you, you
Yes.
know. And so I just say, you know, I'm just leaned into Bixa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're launching a plant-based brow in April for our
Oh,
5th
yeah,
year
so-
anniversary.
yes,
yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
I've been doing brow tutorials and brow
Mm-hmm.
educational tips on my social media platforms, but we're launching that, and then we're expanding to a 5-point canvas with plant-based mascara,
Okay.
eyeliner, lip liner, and blush.
Thing, the whole beat, as y'all
The whole
say.
beat, you know, in hopes to be acquired and me still be a part of that process, that journey, or whatever that looks like. But I have a simple saying, and anybody I meet knows this. I am scaling right now, selling, investing, and resting.
Scaling, selling, investing, and resting.
That is
I
my
love it.
4-point.
I love it.
Yes.
And that's the season that I feel. Like, I didn't name it. I didn't have that name for it, but that's exactly how I feel. And is it 50s? Like, is that
50.
Is that what it is? Because
Yes.
it's also
50.
it's also releasing
It
of
is.
all of the work, all
is.
of that
It is.
superficial, the
Yeah,
stuff
it
that
really-
don't
yeah.
make you breathe, you know, that don't give life.
Yes.
It means nothing.
Nothing.
It
So
means
that's
nothing.
just where my mindset.
Yeah.
Scale. I'm in scaling.
Sell,
Sell, invest, and rest.
That sounds like a line out of Poverty Justice. Because all I do is right.
That's what my mind is like. Scale, sell, invest, and rest.
Yes.
Because I want to give back. I want to help other small women-owned businesses, you know, talk about the mistakes I made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talk about, you know, Bixa Beauty, like when we first got this, you know, how we didn't know that the name was going to come off, you know what I mean? Because of the paper, we got it printed on, you know, just talk about all the things and how important it is to have a team, an advising team.
Yes.
Bixa Beauty has an advising team I meet with every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. And my team is incredible, but they advise me on the fundamentals of the business. You need that.
You definitely need it.
And I didn't have it for the first 2 years for Bixa.
You definitely need that.
But you need it. And I was like, hey.
Again, that aloneness. Like you doing it, but are you doing it? Yes.
Because this thing will start looking like a hobby. And you just like, oh, I just want to steal all this stuff. No, well, how do you know, what's your strategy? What's the fundamental, you know, what is the goal here? You know what I mean? And so when you have people who help you and champion you and, you know, networking, it's just, I'm like,
it's a blessing.
I didn't know I needed it.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I have it.
But
God
did.
He did.
Yes,
He did.
Well, I want to say this to you. As long as I've known you, and obviously before I've known you, your integrity walks before you and secures you in people's heart, so that they're thinking of you when they know what you do. The opportunity comes up, you're going to be the first person that people think of because of the light that you shine.
I receive it.
So I want to thank you for scaling, selling, investing, and resting here on this couch
On the
with
purple
me
couch.
for this episode of Move Beyond the Block, sister. And to find out your name is Keisha, that just still, I'm still processing all of that.
Yes. But I told you that.
No,
I love that we have discovered that.
So thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Move Beyond the Block. Remember that you should always move beyond the blocks that are blocking your shining light, but they're also blocking you from loving and really protecting yourself.
Yes.
Because when you love and protect yourself, you can love and protect the women and children in your universe as well.
Yes.
So thank y'all. Bye. This was
Moving on the block. Moving on the block. Moving on the block. Moving on the block. Me, me.